We are less than 11 minutes away from round 2 of the 2023 second round of the NFL draft, where we've still got a lot of players to be potentially drafted, a lot of players to be potentially impacted. Will DeAndre Swift get traded during the second round? Will he get traded at all? What do we feel? How do we feel about these players that have already landed in landing spots? We are here for it. File on in. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. This is round 2, live draft coverage of this 2023 NFL drafts, live draft party, if you will. And we're going to be breaking down all the picks coming up here in this round 2 immediately. 9 minutes left, and use promo code Smitty on Underdog Fantasy. Go there now. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat. As soon as the draft's over tomorrow, we'll be jumping in and doing Underdog Mania drafts. 1 QB's back. We'll be doing drafts immediately, knowing the rookie landing spots. That link has been dropped right now. Make sure you go there now and get prepared. $10 minimum deposit and get signed up so that when we do end up going live, you don't have to finagle with trying to get your account signed up real quickly. It doesn't take long, but you're going to miss out on the drafts if you don't do that now. Link's been pinned. We've got Hendon Hooker potentially going to a team early on in this top of round 2, I believe. We have Levis going very early on, probably in this round 2. We've got Zach Charbonnet potentially going early on in this round 2. We have, I think, Hyatt probably going to one of these teams. Let me map out what I think would be very good for a lot of these teams. Number 1, we have the Atlanta Falcons that have Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and and Bijan Robinson. We have a conglomerate going on in Atlanta where we have a massed amount of moon men consumed in one location, waiting for a signal caller potentially to take them to the promised land. Could it be Ritter? It could be. It could be. Could Ritter be good enough? He could be. Would we all feel pretty safe if they got Levis or Hendon Hooker in Atlanta to safeguard all of these fantasy football assets that are surrounding this situation? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hendon Hooker, let me show you the Moon Men real quick.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
So, looking at this Moon Men list right here, you can identify that there are 3 absolute monsters and gems sitting here, one of which is Jahmyr Gibbs. We'll talk about him in a minute. But Bijan to Atlanta. Kyle Pitts to Atlanta. London, he's in Atlanta. These guys live in Atlanta. This guy's now moving to Atlanta. These are moon men. Yeah, they're in space. They're on the moon, but they do travel back to Atlanta from time to time. And these guys need a safeguard at the quarterback position. So I'm very, very much intrigued by that type of situation unfolding. So let's break down some of these landing spots and what would be good for some of these fantasy football assets, and what do I think could happen in general. Zach Charbonnet to Arizona sounds interesting. Porter probably going to the Pittsburgh Steelers at 32. But let's jump into fantasy football offensive-minded type of things. Zach Charbonnet to Arizona is a thought. This is a team I thought could potentially draft Bijan Robinson. They didn't. Arizona could be a very decent landing spot for Charbonnet. And if we're looking at all these landing spots here, it makes the most sense. It's the most comfortable. There's nothing intrusive or scary. Nothing that makes you a petrified Peter looking at Arizona. But all these other locations, like you look at Tennessee, I don't want that. Green Bay, it's crowded. New Orleans, crowded. Carolina, Miles Sanders is there. Wouldn't be bad for the long term, I suppose, but I don't like that initially. Franchise tag Josh Jacobs. He's unhappy. Needs his franchise tag. But Seattle Seahawks, no thank you. No thank you. The Rams, I guess We'd have to figure it out. If it happened, we'd have to work through it. But, I mean, they got Akers, and I just don't know what's going to happen there. Indianapolis, JT. Detroit, no, please no. They got enough unraveling to do, which I think will work out. We'll talk about Swift. We'll talk about Gibbs in a minute. Arizona's the only team right here from 32 to 40, 32 to 42, 43, 44, 45, 46 with Ramondre, maybe 47. Arizona Cardinals 33, Washington Commanders 47. Those are the only good landing spots for Zach Charbonnet in this top 32 to 47 right here. And then if we swing on over to the remainder of the second round and we look at Detroit at 48, no. Pittsburgh 49, no. Tampa Bay, maybe. They were looking at Bijan, so they certainly look at Charbonnet. Miami, amazing. Miami, amazing. We have stopped, aside from the Cardinals is kind of amazing too. But aside from the Cardinals, we found our first amazing team down at 51 overall. How likely is it to happen? I don't know. How likely is Charbonnet to fall to 51? It's possible. Every team I just mapped out doesn't need a RB, so could he continue to fall based on no team need? Absolutely. Absolutely. But maybe a team trades up. Zach Charbonnet, I've just given you the top two landing spots, Arizona, and here's a mock draft we did last night. A mock draft I did last night. These are coming out of day one. This is before day two commences. My top players in a mock draft format coming out of round one. With the unknowns of Charbonnet still. Charbonnet 2, Bijan 1. Zay Flowers, my number 3 overall player, my number 1 overall wide receiver. Jahmyr Gibbs, I feel like this, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move it now. I have faith in this Gibbs situation. It's growing on me by the minute. I have faith in it. I'm moving Jahmyr Gibbs to number 3. I'm moving Zay to number 4. Zay's my number 1 wide receiver. I still got the 3 RBs sitting right there. That's my order right now. Miami will be interesting, Isaac. We're hoping for it for Charbonnet. We'll have to play it by ear. Back to the board here. So I mapped up Charbonnet. Charbonnet to Arizona. Charbonnet to Miami down at 51. Charbonnet to Washington at 47. It's trade up for Charbonnet or potentially, we don't know what's going to happen. Hendon Hooker to Seattle would be interesting. I very, very much want safeguarding going on. I don't know that I fully believe in Geno. I think Geno's nice, looked good, pretty promising. 2023 awaits. I'm not how should I say this? I'm not a oblivious man. There's from time to time I might not see things straight. I'm not 100% perfect. I definitely miss, and I could be wrong on this guy Geno in terms of what he can bring to the table long term, but he's been in the league a little while. I don't know that I feel like this is something that's going to be very long term with Geno. And I feel like with the fantasy football assets in Atlanta and the fantasy football assets in Seattle, and the need for a good quarterback, Levis and Hooker are the best landing spots for both Seattle and also for Atlanta. These are by far the best landing spots for these two individuals. Maybe not for them because Ritter's going to get his shot no matter what, and Geno's going to get his shot no matter what. Levis and Hooker probably don't want to hear this, but if I'm these teams, I'm going after Hooker and Levis to safeguard all of my assets on the team. You've got JSN and you've got DK and Lockett and Kenneth Walker, and you got a guy in Geno that we like but we don't love. In Atlanta, you got a guy named Ritter that we feel's he's competent, and he did a pretty good job feeding the football to Drake London. London did really well at the end of the year. 1300 to 1400 pace ending on a string of games, not one or two games, the whole sample of games. I think it was like 5 or 6 games at the end of the year. Drake London was on pace. If extrapolated, that data would show him at a 1300 plus, receiving season. Excited about some of what Atlanta's got going on in terms of the Ritter situation. But I'm very excited about the Bijan situation. I'm very excited about Drake London. I'm very excited about Kyle Pitts. And let's hit the Bijan Robinson button, shall we?
Hi, my name is Bijan Robinson. I like long walks on the beach. And, well, I also like scoring.
Bijan's going to ball. Hey, Mike, mute yourself if you wouldn't mind. We've got 9 seconds left. We're walking in to round 2 right this very second. Who are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to take? Will it be Porter? Will the Arizona Cardinals have the balls to go get Zach Charbonnet? Who will be the first offensive player off the board in round 2? Will Levis go very, very quickly? And we look at these teams right here at the top. And before we get to Seattle, we look at LA. Maybe LA, the Rams want to potentially bring in Levis because they're worried about the longevity of Stafford. And that makes sense. Anthony Richardson's the guy in Indy. They're not going to dare go near anything crazy like that at the top of round 2. Detroit, maybe they start looking at Goff as a similar concern that we have for Geno. You know, Goff had a great year. He's probably going to have a decent year for sure. I'm not down on Goff this year. I'm not down on the Lions this year. But we have to, consider that they're looking out for the long term. And there was talk about Detroit going after a quarterback in round 1. So why would they not look at it here? So Detroit and the Rams and Seattle and the Raiders at 38 are almost a certainty to be in a hardcore thought process of landing Levis if he's still sitting there at 38. And with Jimmy G on the roster, this is actually good for Devontae Adams. If Hendon Hooker or Levis fall in this Las Vegas situation, and honestly, I like Hooker better, then you've got a little bit of hope for Devontae Adams to get have a revival, mid-season or something if Jimmy's totally crapping the bed. As far as Mayer, and then I'll hit the phone lines. When we're looking at Darnell Washington and Mayer, the 2 tight end options that I think are the 2 best at this point. I mean, Detroit would be interesting. Detroit would be interesting. I gotta say, looking at the situation here from yesterday, Detroit went 12 with Jahmyr Gibbs. That was extremely high. Detroit went very, very early on both of their draft selections in this 2023 NFL draft. Taking Campbell at 18 was a reach. If you don't mind muting Frankie, your knuckles are a little loud, Frankie Knuckles. They're banging all over the phone right now, making sounds. Hang tight, mute for me. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Campbell at 18 overall was a reach. I don't know if you guys know this, but this team is excited about Jahmyr Gibbs beyond explanation. And so we're coming back around on this Jahmyr Gibbs location. Let me play something for you. That is the sound of the Detroit Lion war room once they found out that Gibbs was still available. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Whether the Detroit Lions are off the rocker a little bit in their perception of reality and the fact that they believed that Gibbs was maybe not going to be there at 12. They don't know. For whatever reason, they didn't understand the assignment in a way because they thought they were studying for a different exam. And they thought Gibbs was a danger to be gone by 12. They really did. They planned on taking Gibbs at number 6, according to a little birdie that's whispered in my ear. They were going to take him at 6 overall. They traded out of that pick to 12, and they were petrified. Petrified Peters that this guy was not going to be there, Jahmyr Gibbs at number 12. Look at the reaction of the war room when they found out he was still available and they were putting the pick in. And you tell me if this is a war room that isn't excited about Jahmyr Gibbs and using him. Take a look at this right here. They are pumped. They're doing bear hugs. Does that seem like a team that doesn't want to use Jahmyr Gibbs? The answer is no. I'll answer it for you. The answer is no. I am growing by the minute more in love with the Detroit Lion long-term Gibbs situation. I'm certainly a little bit perplexed and worried William degree type of thing going on here with the 2023 value, the immediate value, because Swift is still currently on the roster. But everyone and their mother knows that this is a move being orchestrated behind the scenes right now, the moving of Swift to another team. This is wonderful because Swift was not going to be used in Detroit. We know that. He was not going to be used in Detroit, so Swift was a lost cause. Gibbs going to Detroit opens the door to Gibbs being an absolute monster if they use him properly. It also now re-injects Swift into potentially the fantasy football player pool, because if this guy goes to Kansas City, if he goes to Philly, if he goes to Chicago, he could go to a number of different places. Cincinnati, we don't know. The options are endless. We don't even know who fully is coming after Swift. But Swift leaving Detroit is good for him. It's good for him. At the end of the day, it opens the door up to another fantasy football prospect for us to draft. I'm getting very excited about Gibbs. I do not see a war room. That's the GM. I do not see a war room that is not interested in feeding Gibbs absolute monster production. Do you? Not to mention, on top of the excitement, which is one small aspect of this. On top of the excitement, we also have the draft capital. The fact that, let me go back to the screen real quick, then we got to go to the second round. The fact that you spend 12 overall draft value on an RB that's not Bijan Robinson, this is shocking to everybody. The fact that you argued you might, to little birdies that have whispered in my ear, you may have drafted him at 6 if you couldn't trade down. That all tells us that Gibbs is going to be force-fed. I truly believe it. I know Detroit has burned us, but we have to also keep in mind, they may have burned us with DeAndre, but they fed their running backs. They gave 17 touchdowns to Jamal Williams. Yes, they brought in Monty. Yes, they're paying Monty big money. But if Swift is moved out of the equation, does anybody feel like Monty's the secure? Remember what I said walking into the draft at least a week before, and several days in for sure. We talked about it. I didn't feel good about Monty anymore. I said I didn't feel good about Monty anymore. I just don't. When I see him in round 5, I don't like it. I liked it when the signing happened. I was excited about it, I admit, but real quickly, I flipped. And I said it walking into the draft. I was not liking Monty's value. He didn't feel right anymore. I couldn't pinpoint it. I didn't know what was fully going to happen. We did project that Detroit could go after Bijan. Just not at 6, but at 18. If he fell, look what they do. They go get Jahmyr Gibbs. Very fitting, considering how the feel of Monty not being right, the feel of Bijan, maybe if he fell to 18, they'd take him. All that feeling made me vibe in the direction of getting out of the Monty game. So Monty doesn't scare me. And that reaction of that war room doesn't lead me to believe Monty's going to come in and be the workhorse. He'll be used quite a bit, but let's go Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm going to play the Jahmyr Gibbs thing. We're going to get to the second round. I'm going to take some phone calls. Jahmyr Gibbs, baby. This man, Jahmyr Gibbs, he looks better than Kamara looked coming out of college, more prepared to become Kamara. Schmitty, did you just say Gibbs was more prepared to become Kamara than Alvin Kamara was prepared to become Kamara? Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm getting sold on it. I'm getting sold on Jahmyr Gibbs. Let's go. And on top of that, mock draft we did last night, moving Gibbs to number 3 from the number 4 spot. The landing spot's growing on me tremendously. Bijan Charbonnet, without knowing landing spots yet, this is before round 2 kicks off. Bijan Charbonnet, Gibbs. We're going with Flowers at the number 1 wide receiver spot, number 4 overall. JSN number 5. Quentin Johnston's got a better landing spot, in my opinion, for the long term than Addison. I know a lot of people are excited for Addison's landing spot. I don't really understand. I'm not comprehending the Addison love that's spreading like a virus throughout the world right now in the fantasy football industry. I don't get it. I'm seeing a lot of Jordan Addison. This is a great landing spot. I don't see it. I don't see it. He is capped. I said it last night. I'm going to continue to say it today. He's capped. He's got a governor on him. He's got JJ sitting in front of him. There's just only so much he's going to be able to do. All right, let's go live to Mike, who is first on the line. Mike, what are you thinking as we walk into this 2023 second round draft extravaganza, pal?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Me too, bro.
Jet, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
JSN of the Seahawks. That was pretty unexpected. Do you think that takes off the ceiling from Metcalf at all, or do you think they're okay with those guys over there in Seattle?
I mean, they could.
Lockett and Metcalf.
This is similar to like when I was having the Addison debate yesterday. I think what I was saying was bothering some people. Because I was trying to say that there's not room for both of them to be monsters, but I did not say there's not room for both of them to be good. I think, you look at what potentially Thielen could have done had he stayed, or what KJ Osborne would have done had he remained the number 2 option. That's Addison could do that and maybe a little better. I like Addison more than those guys for sure. But there is a ceiling and governor on the upside that Addison can, climb to with JJ in front of him. And this isn't necessarily a knock on Kirk Cousins, but in my opinion, Kirk Cousins is no top 4, top 5 quarterback for the long term. The expectation level from year to year can't be there. Did he do that last year? Did he do well last year? He did. We've seen that happen before too. Quarterbacks have monster years, then they don't. I mean, even Tom Brady would have one of those years and have a bad year. So like to expect him to continue to be able to feed this situation to where Addison can survive it. JSN is in a similar situation. Geno's not feeding DK and JSN to the point where they're both like medium to low end wide receiver ones. One of them won't be. Lockett's still there. Kenneth Walker is going to get a whole bunch of volume. Do I think DK could fall below JSN and JSN become the number 1 and DK get affected? I think that's possible. Could DK continue to dominate? He's got the rapport with Geno. Geno loves throwing that football, that jump ball up. I could see that happening as well. Like, I don't think any of us really know how JSN's going to translate. I'm more along the lines of JSN's not an elite upper echelon wide receiver than he is. I'm not saying he can't be 8 to 10. That's really good. I'm not saying he can't be Terry McLaurin value. I'm not saying he can't be, I would say like below St. Brown, but like right below him. Sure. That's like, could JSN become an eventual second round pick in fantasy football? Yes. Will he be a first round pick in fantasy football? The answer I would say is no. But that doesn't mean he can't be very, very good. Can Addison ever become a wide receiver 1? Not in his situation. No. Could he become a low-end wide receiver 2 and kind of shock me and produce more than I expect? For sure. Steelers are on the clock here. Let's go over to this pick and see what's going on here. They're not cheering like the Detroit Lions were. You know what I'm saying? 200 of you in here. Punch that thumb up button. Appreciate you being here. Steelers are waving their terrible towels, getting ready for this announcement. Round 2, number 32 overall. 2 minutes in 50 seconds or ish. There's a delay on YouTube, so know that. We'll see what happens here. I'll come back to this one. Pittsburgh chooses Ron Navy. That would be something. Ron deserves to be drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers at some point in his days. Smitty sacks super chats during the draft. He always gets to them. I will, bro. I'm sorry I haven't. I'm in a rant mode. Super chats are coming. Smitty, happy day, round 2. Appreciate you, rock out. Keep the super chats coming. Ty Lee coming in strong. Counselor said, bye, John. Could be top 5. Okay. He's top 1 to 5, but his name's not Bijan. Is that why you're laughing? He's copying me, essentially. He's number 1. Definitely need a Swift trade smoke show. Yeah, I mean, Isaac, we need Swift to get dealt, is I think what you're trying to say there. And I agree. Ty Lee just running his mouth here. Point of a super chat anymore. He hasn't acknowledged my past 3 super chats. Ty Lee, you dropped 1 super chat. I got it here. I addressed it. I'm sorry, but you're blasting my chat when I'm in the middle of a rant and opening. I'm here to answer your super chat. I'm here, Ty. I always get to them. I'm here for you. I only see 1. Maybe you dropped it on another show I don't know about. But Ty, I see 1 super chat. I've addressed it. I'll continue to address it. I have a lot of things going on, Ty, if you haven't noticed, but I get to it.
The man is running a production.
Yeah, Mike. What did Mike say? Mike yelled and left? All right. I think I was going to go to Mike, and then I just stopped talking. I don't know. Ethan, you're live. Mike, call back in. Ethan, you're live.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think the Steelers, that lineman they got, man, he can really move. They
Porter.
needed a better line, and Najee's going to be healthy this year. I think you got to move Ron Navy and Najee up you got to move him up the list, at least the satellite man or something.
Yeah, Porter just taken. That's great. That's great for the Steelers. That's what Ron Navy wanted. On the clock is the Arizona Cardinals. Cornerback Porter Jr. going to number 32 overall. That's a great pick, and this is essentially a first rounder, guys, because the Miami Dolphins lost their first rounder, and so we're looking at the 32 overall pick. This is a great pick, Porter. Boom. Yeah, the Steelers have a nice little squad, bro. They have a nice little squad. It's gonna look. Yeah.
Well, what are we doing with Algier? What's that situation gonna be like? Is that gonna be a committee?
That's cute, bro. Is that Ethan or is that Frankie Knuckles?
Hey,
Frankie.
Cordero Patterson gonna vulture
Frankie.
some. I'm telling you, man.
Frankie, that's cute, bro. That's a real funny one. Algier is one of the better handcuffs in the NFL. I mean, what more can we say? Like, end of story. That's there's no other really way to speak about this. Like Bijan Robinson was just drafted to the Falcons. Algier just became a handcuff. There's no trading him. No one wants him. He's absolutely worthless other than to you if you own Bijan. That's the nature of the NFL draft. We knew that Algier was in jeopardy of getting his value ripped right out from under him. That's the nature of the draft. We might see Charbonnet do that to somebody else here in a second, or Charbonnet's value get ripped out from under him because he lands in a cloudy situation. We'll find out. We kind of felt like maybe we were getting that feeling with Gibbs, but it looks like it's going to be fine. And Swift might end up being better for it. So we'll see. Cardinals are now talking trade. What are they doing here? Cardinals are fist bumping, but they're also talking trade potentially. What's going on? Is this a Hopkins related trade? Let's see what's happening here. Okay, we'll have to see. I'm waiting on this. Cardinals are potentially moving. But yeah, I mean, bro, Algier's an afterthought. He's one of the better handcuffs in the National Football League. It's too late to do anything with it, though. It's just one of the costs of doing business. But Algier is a really, really good backup. Really good backup, bro. Like, solid. Scotty celebrating his 3 months. Do you think the Lions will get third, fourth for Swift? I don't know what they're going to get for Swift. I imagine at least 1/3. I would imagine. Maybe more, maybe less. We're not too sure. Somebody dropping, I think, some memberships here on the channel. I appreciate that. Whoever did that. Appreciate you. 49ers let's see here. Titans? Did the Titans get this draft selection from the Arizona Cardinals? What's going on here? The Cardinals might be talking trade. It looks like there's a minute and 40 seconds left on my screen anyway. And I've got a little bit of a YouTube delay. Frankie, what do you got here?
I'm psyched that we got Joey Porter Jr. I know you don't want to. You're getting tired of the Steelers talk.
Yeah, keep it brief, but yes, excited for you. Great move.
I'm just with we're coming up again in at 49, and I hope we get somebody for Cam Hayward, man. He needs some help at defensive tackle.
Bro, that'll be nice. That would be nice. I mean, look, Steelers are moving up and looking smooth, making good moves. I think every team really, except for, Indianapolis or maybe I would say New Orleans, the Packers, a couple of these teams would be smart, New York, not to go after a quarterback here just to create any kind of havoc. Looks like the Cardinals traded the Titans. Titans are smile, grin to grin on their face. I don't know who they're taking here. Better not be Zach Charbonnet. But every other team that I didn't name, or maybe a couple more I should have named, should be looking at Hendon Hooker, I think, very, very soon. Maybe not Levis, because Levis sends a different message because he was so much higher ranked. But even the Steelers, if I'm the Steelers, I would safeguard. I think the message of the day here with the quarterbacks in round 2 is safeguard. Safeguard your assets, safeguard your plan of attack. Hendon Hooker is valuable. And if you're a team that has maybe a questionable quarterback situation, and I say that not because I don't believe in Pickett, I say that because it just puts the Steelers in a dangerous position for everybody else if they've got that backup plan that's going to absolutely crush, in my opinion, because I love Hendon Hooker. Seattle needs to do it. The Raiders need to do it. The Rams need to look at this. The Detroit Lions need to preemptively look at it. The Titans will definitely take advantage of Levis if he's there. The Carolina Panthers can't. Obviously, that would be a weird message. The Jets, actually, the Jets should too. And Aaron Rodgers would understand, I think, in this situation, especially if you talk to him. This will be the time to do it. Honestly, you don't know how long Aaron Rodgers is going to be there. I know this feels a lot like the Jordan Love situation, but I would go get Hendon Hooker, and I'd have a conversation with Rodgers and say, look, this guy won't touch a clipboard if you don't want him to for the entire 2023 season. But we're going to do this because if you do leave in 1 or 2 years, we've got somebody to come in, and we're excited about it. Titans pick is on the clock. D. Philly, mute yourself if you don't mind. I got a whole lot of reverb from you. And then I'll come to you in 1 second. All right. Titans. Will Levis, I mean, it makes sense. I don't like Levis, so I don't care. He doesn't go to a spot where I'm all that worried. Levis going to the Titans. Let me fix the board here. Tennessee, poor guy.
Is Levis still on the phone?
I don't see Levis. They're not showing him at all. I don't know where he is. He's probably getting some sleep because he probably didn't sleep at all last night. I wouldn't have if I was him. Poor guy. ESPN really did him dirty too because they kept going to him with the percentages, saying, "Oh my God, the odds of him still being around the odds are real bad. There's no way he's going to be available in the second round." They just kept going to him and going to him. This poor guy's just sitting there with his family. I feel bad for him, but I don't. That doesn't mean I have to believe in him. I don't. So Detroit's on the clock. What's Detroit do here? Mayer. Detroit takes Mayer. Detroit takes Mayer. We're looking at a team that's going to be making up for a couple reaches too. You know what I mean? Well, Levis. We'll put Levis right here. Ethan, what are you thinking here?
I don't think much about Levis. I wasn't excited about him. So it's not much to me. The Gibbs, as far as the Gibbs trade, the Gibbs pick though, I think there might be something wrong with DeAndre Swift in the locker room. Maybe Campbell doesn't like him.
Maybe he can't stay healthy.
There was that police rumor in Atlanta. I'm not bringing up rumors, but just saying, I don't know what's going on. So just putting that out there.
Let's go Mayer here, guys. Yeah, I don't know about Swift's off the field issues. I don't know that I can confirm anything with that, but I will say that they don't like him, bro. I'm pretty sure I can say that with a straight face. They don't want him there. They don't want him there. They don't believe in him. Guys, I'm going to put Mayer right here, just right next to Detroit for some good vibes. Mayer in Detroit would be amazing. They got rid of Hawkinson. You know, like they probably miss him. They want to come in and look at Lion. Let's see. I like how Tennessee's just like excited about this. Look, I'm excited for him too because he gets an opportunity to go in and you know rebuild around him. But Tennessee doesn't have a whole lot of support, so we'll see. Will Levis is older than Trevor Lawrence. That's not good. Okay, I'm gonna take some more calls. Dial in. D Philly. What are you thinking, bro?
Oh my God! They just picked Sam Laporta instead of Mayer.
Oh my God!
What are they doing? The Lions are trying to destroy the draft.
I do like Laporta. I want to make that clear. I do like him. He's a good tight end, but Mayer is the pick. And
Mayer was just down the street.
The Lions have been reaching the entire draft. Every one of the 3 picks is a big reach. You know, not to say I don't love them at the end of the day, but Laporta, I mean, what I like about Laporta, if I had to describe Laporta, I would say he's very much a Freiermuth. You know, he's got, and that's upside. That's top 5, 6 tight end. You know, potential at least top 5 to 7 tight end. But he's Freiermuth. Mayer's just got that Gronk upside, which is why I would say, you know, it's not a bad pick. Laporta's great. He's a good pick. If Mayer were gone, we'd be celebrating this pick, saying this is a fantastic pick. This is the next Pat Freiermuth. But with Mayer still on the board, which I'm hearing rumors that there's some concern. D Philly, could you mute yourself? I don't know if you got the show in the background or if your speakerphone's like refeeding the reverb in, but whenever you're not muted, it's pretty bad reverb. Mayer is the next potential Gronk if there is one. So we'll see if the Rams end up taking him here. We'll see if the Seahawks. What if the Seahawks get Mayer? Pete Carroll striking again. If he gets Mayer. All right, D Philly, go. D Philly, I still hear myself. Is that Ethan or is that D Philly's phone? It's nonstop.
I just took you off of mute.
Okay, go ahead, D Philly. Speak and then mute yourself though, because it's really bad. But go ahead, bro. What do you got?
Okay, I have nothing on the background. Yeah, the Lions. I don't know. I guess that wasn't a bad pick, but Mayer on the board makes it kind of a bad pick. But yeah, he might be going to Seattle. That'll be a great pick. The draft wizard.
Yeah,
is,
bro.
at it again.
It'd be crazy. And yeah, D Philly, let's test it out. Mute yourself. I'm pretty sure it's not that you have background noises. Your speaker on your phone is feeding it into the receiver, and it's just going through like a loop. So just mute yourself real quick, and I'll see if it goes away.
Is it there now?
Mute yourself, and let's see.
Here goes the mute.
Okay. Now I'm talking. It is you, D Philly. It is you. So when you're not talking, please mute because it'll just your speaker or whatever is feeding it through, bro. You can also turn down your volume a little bit. It might help, but on your phone. But let's just keep you muted so that we don't have the whole stream, like that. Ethan or Frankie Knuckles, what are you thinking here, pal? All right. Frankie fell asleep. Indianapolis, what are they going to do here? You know what? Why isn't Indianapolis tempted to go Hyatt here? Why, if you are the Colts, you don't lock down Hyatt immediately and you give Anthony Richardson an absolute gem in the second round. I've had my problems putting Hyatt with these other 4 wide receivers, but at the end of the day, this kid's come strong in his workouts. He's looked really good. He's motivated. He has that like St. Brown chip on his shoulder that I really like, and Hyatt's growing on me by the minute. And Hyatt in an indie situation will be pretty good. I could see that being a pretty good spot. I could also see Mayer going. Raiders are up.
All Colts receivers are useless now. I mean, I like Anthony Richardson, but as a rookie QB, don't draft any Colts receivers.
It seems like the Raiders traded up, guys. So this is weird. So now instead of Indy, the Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. Did the Raiders get
Jimmy G?
Yeah, I'm not positive if Indy got that 38 pick, but I'm going to put him there for now. Do the Raiders take Hooker here?
Jimmy G's too good.
Who did the Raiders take the day? I saw tight end come across my screen. Did they take Mayer? God, no.
They took Mayer.
Jeez. The Raiders don't know what they're doing.
The Raiders must be all in on that limp wrist Jimmy G.
This is a bad spot because now you don't have a quarterback. You don't have a quarterback. $10 super chat from Thomas. Appreciate the grind, Smitty. Love the JSN out of fantasy. Hoping Seahawks grab Hendon Hooker as Geno ain't gonna be around forever. Appreciate it. I agree with you. Oh boy, man, this isn't what we wanted. Here come the Jimmy G supporters. This is good. This will help Jimmy G. Oh, God. Yeah, that's Jimmy G really used Travis Kelce, didn't he? Jimmy G really used Travis Kelce a whole lot, didn't he? Solid pick, Golf. Not a solid landing spot.
The women love Jimmy G.
Oh, my God. All right, hey guys, I'm gonna end it real quick and go on a little DeAndre Swift rant. Call back in. Appreciate you all. Actually, let me give you 10 seconds real quick. D Philly, 10 seconds. Go. Final thoughts.
I don't like that pick at all. I don't like Jimmy G and the Raiders, but it is what it is.
All right, man. Call back. I'm gonna do some sort of cycle, like question, hang up. So if you guys want to call back in, I'll be here. Ethan, final 10 seconds. Go.
Jimmy G has a noodle arm, and stay away from Devontae Adams because of it.
Yeah, if they were to get Hendon Hooker, I would have been a little bit more excited about Devontae Adams having a mid-season like resurgence. But good God! All right, pal. Appreciate you, Ethan. Later. Call back. Frankie Knuckles, what do you got, real quick? And I'm gonna kick everybody off. You can dial back in and ask a question. We're gonna do rapid fire phone calls for the remainder of the show. What do you got, bro? I think Frankie fell asleep. Frankie, call back in another time. Frankie's like either passed out or his phone's muted and he doesn't know it. But we've got Mayer going 35 to the Raiders. We got the Los Angeles Rams on the clock right now. I don't know what the Rams are going to do. I hope they don't go Charbonnet. I hope they don't go Hendon Hooker. Although Hooker wouldn't be bad because then at least you have Cooper Kupp protected a little bit. But I'm really hoping Hendon Hooker falls to Seattle. We want JSN. We want DK Metcalf. And we want Kenneth Walker safeguarded. This is a very good move. If this doesn't happen, Atlanta needs to draft Hendon Hooker. We need Hendon Hooker. We need Hendon Hooker to fall to Atlanta or go to the Seattle Seahawks. We just need it. Okay? Someone for Jimmy G to dump off to, says Space Ricky. I don't know. Frankie, we're going to do rapid fire phone calls. What's your question, pal? And then I'm going to hang up and answer it. If you got another question, you can call in and ask it. What's up, Frankie?
Nothing. I'm just calling to hang out.
All right. Well, we're not doing the panel right now, Frankie, so call back when you have a question. I'll answer it. You can keep calling all show, okay? But we're going to do rapid-fire phone calls. Frankie, were you asleep earlier? Were you asleep earlier? Where were you?
Somebody called me. I clicked over real quick.
I got you. Hey, you got to take calls, bro. I understand. All right, call back when you got a question. Later. Jimmy G will be QB1 in 2023, says positive Noah. Okay. Henna Hooker made sense to Las Vegas. It did. It really did. It safeguarded assets. That's what it's all about right now with these quarterbacks. Mike, quick question. Mike, what's your question? What's your question?
My question is, do you love me, Smitty? Do you love me?
I don't know, Mike. I just met you. I don't know what Mike's doing there. New England trade up to get Hooker? Potentially, bro. Potentially. That would be something, wouldn't it? I would like that. Hendon Hooker. Look, Hendon Hooker is going to be somebody's savior. I'm telling you. I'm not saying he's a top 5 quarterback. I'm just saying he's a competent quarterback, and there's a lot of teams that have no competent quarterback. He's a shot in the dark. I'm not saying he's a guarantee. I'm not saying I totally even know what's going on with Hendon Hooker. I know his ACL looks good and he should be ready for September 1, but I'm not predicting him to be the next savior. I'm just merely saying he's a great shot. He's a great shot for some of these teams, and he's an even better shot for Seattle or Atlanta to safeguard. All right, what are we doing here? Rams? Avila guard. Jack of all trades, you're live. Hit that thumb up button, guys, on your way in the door.
Some things never change, you know what I'm saying, Jamarcus?
Yeah, bro. What are the Raiders? What are the Raiders thinking, man? It's like you trade away Waller.
They're thinking Jimmy G.
Yeah. You trade away Waller, you get Mayer. On paper, I like it. The problem is you don't have a quarterback. You have no quarterback. You have Jacobs, who you've tagged and held in place. He doesn't want to stay. He said, "Tag me if we're reloading." Okay? They say, "Okay, we're reloading, pal. We're bringing Jimmy G in." He said, "Whoa. This is not reloading." So Jacobs is pissed. Devontae Adams is pissed. No one believes that Jimmy G's facilitating the football to all these weapons. Going and getting Mayer is like going and trying to get 6 tires for a vehicle that only can have 2 tires put on the vehicle. This is a motorcycle. You're buying 6 tires for a vehicle, for a car, for a truck. You're buying 6 tires for a vehicle that can only take motorcycle tires. Jimmy G cannot utilize all these weapons. I don't understand what the Raiders are thinking. Thank you, Jack of all trades, for dialing in. Think that smart move for them, says Dog. I like Mayer. I don't want anybody to think I don't like Mayer. This is just crazy, man. Hendon Hooker to Seattle. Let's hope that happens. 300 of you in the building. Punch a thumb up on your way in the door. Silver says Raider Nation. I appreciate Silver. Silver's got thick skin. He doesn't come in and say, "Smitty, stop talking smack about my Raiders." He just moves on. I like Mayer, though. Derek Hall, linebacker. Okay, Indy's up. Take Hyatt. Guys, I'm telling you, wide receiver. That's the move. D-end Hall. That's a decent move for the Seahawks. Okay. Now up. The Indianapolis Colts. Do they take the smart play here? George from the Bay. George, you're live.
Smitty, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm just a little disappointed that Mayer went to the Raiders, bro. I was so excited.
I'm pretty disappointed in this whole draft overall. I mean,
it is a little bit of a kick to the nuts.
Yeah, nothing's really exciting. I mean, I mean, yeah, I kind of like the Bijan thing. Like, he could possibly get 250 to 300 carries, but I mean, for valuable carries for Bijan, they need to be leading a lot of games. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like the Lions, I don't know. The Lions are fucking crazy. They're reaching for all these players.
Family show, pal.
Yeah, sorry. The Lions are reaching for all these players, and they're taking them like rounds above where they're supposed to be going. It's like, I mean, I get it when you got a guy you like, you go for him, but
Falcon,
dude,
hey, Falcons traded up. Yeah, I hear you. Falcons traded up. They're on the clock here with this Indy pick, so maybe man, what are the Falcons gonna do? What are they gonna do?
If they took Hendon Hooker, it would be great.
I know, it's the move. It's the move. It's the move.
Yeah,
the pick is in.
Everything so far that we thought's going to happen hasn't happened.
Well, not all of it. Like, if this Hendon Hooker move happens, that's going to be amazing. That's going to be what we've been wanting. This is the safeguard is the word of the day. Who would have thought the safe word would have been Hendon Hooker? But look, the 38 overall. Let's see. The Falcons get the 38. They send the 44 and the 10. So the 44 goes to Indy. Okay. So we'll see what Indy does. Indy needs to take a wide receiver. Hendon Hooker, come on, be Hendon Hooker.
Looking at this draft for like fantasy value, like I'm disappointed in a lot of picks, but I was looking at your rankings last night and I was thinking about it longer after the show ended, and the Lions offense could be dynamite, and Gibbs could eventually be like the highest scoring rookie.
No, Gibbs is in a good spot. Don't be down on Gibbs. Every minute it becomes a better and better landing spot. Swift is going to get traded. Monty's not a long-term threat whatsoever. So it's more about, like, does he have the great 2023 value? Okay, so they went offensive line, which isn't a bad move, but I was really hoping this was Hendon Hooker. Man, I was hoping that was Hendon Hooker. It's a good pick.
Yeah, Bergeron was actually like the second or third ranked tackle too.
That's a good move. I mean, it is a good move.
Hey Smitty, what do you think about the Titans taking Will Levis? I was just wanted to say I was calling in because wasn't it last year that they took like Malik Willis? I mean, I kind of feel bad for the guy. I mean, the guy really, it wasn't like they gave him like a chance to develop. You know what I mean? They just like kind of just like threw him out there and tried to make the best of a situation, and then it was like, all right, let's just move on from the guy and just put somebody else in there.
Yeah, he didn't get it. He didn't get a. He didn't get a shot, but you can kind of understand why. Just you can understand why they would take Levis, who's got a little bit more, I don't know, draft value, and I mean, Levis is a steal in this territory. He really is. As much as I don't like him, he's not the guy that I think is going to thrive. This is a guy who was talked about number two overall. A lot of smoke for sure, but I'm just saying this is good value for any team that believes they can develop him. This is a good pick, man, to block for Bijan. I mean, how can we complain about this? Ritter, they believe in Ritter. They're drafting around the offensive line. They've got Bijan. This is good. The Falcons are doing good things. I like this.
I just wanted to say because I know that I hope that when they do develop the guy, but to me I kind of think like what you were saying earlier, like before, like they made like these picks and stuff, is that I feel like Tennessee doesn't really have that much of a direction of like what they want to do.
I
feel like they have like no idea like what type of like offense that they want to run. At first, like they wanted to get like Malik Willis for his upside because he could rush and he can like throw. Now they're like trying to get like somebody like Will Levis and like try to change it all up. I just feel like they have like no idea. I mean, I hope it works out for the guy, but these are the types of moves I feel like that gets like guys like fired. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Levis is not gonna do. I don't think Levis is gonna do much for a while. This is not a great situation. And this is a quarterback that's already fallen for a lot of reasons. There's talk about Levis needing toe surgery. So there's a lot of reasons he fell, but a lot of people think he's inaccurate. A lot of people, they question his, just a lot of things. He's definitely a guy that has a lot of red flags, and he feels probably the most bust capable. Not saying he will be a bust, but he's bust capable. Golf, appreciate you dropping a super chat, pal. Thank you, appreciate you. I don't know, boys.
Hey, Smith, do you think that Malik Willis is going to get out of the league?
I don't know. I mean, it's a little early for that, but I don't think he's going to get a fair shot now. That's for sure. I mean, it's going to. Oh, hold on. I missed a super chat from Cody. Cody, you still here, pal? 1 QB PPR 12 team 1.02, 1.09 Mixon or Higgins and Najee in the 3.4. Thoughts? I'm thinking about keeping picks. So 1 QB league PPR 12 team 1.2, 1.9 Mixon or Higgins, Najee, 3.4. I think you got to take the Higgins, Najee, and 3.4 side. As much as I love the idea of you getting Gibbs and we banking on this thing and getting excited about it, there's a lot of intrigue to Najee and then getting Higgins on top of that. I can't imagine if you threw Higgins into the draft that he would go before that 1.9 pick. I don't value Mixon at all. So at the end of the day, you're getting a pretty good haul in Higgins and Najee. And that's even it's not even like a now move. It's a now and still a future move because Najee's young and Higgins is good. That's not a bad move. I'd take that Higgins-Najee side if I had to just pick. And I don't even know what side you're on. I'm just being objective, telling you what side I like. Real quickly, go to Wilkie and then over to Ron Navy.
Yeah, Smitty, what did the Titans give Arizona to move back those 8 spots?
I don't remember exactly what it was. I don't remember. I want to say it was a first rounder, 2024. It was obviously the first rounder in 2023, and I believe it was also some sort of like fourth rounder or third round swap or something like that. But it was
I'm talking here in the second. Arizona moved out of 30.
I don't know.
Down to 40.
I don't know. I imagine it's like a fourth round or a third round. I don't know what the details were on that. It's probably something in the hundreds, 90 or hundreds that they got an extra pick for something like that. But that Cardinals original trade, when the Cardinals traded down from 3, got the first rounder, then traded back up and kept the first rounder that they got, but gave up a second rounder, essentially to make that move back up. That was a good move by the Cardinals. The Cardinals did really, really good. I don't know if anybody saw Kyler Murray meet. There you go, Jonathan Mingo to the Panthers. Look, Mingo's pretty good. He's got a little upside. I like him. I think Hyatt's a little better. I would have taken Hyatt if I was the Carolina Panthers, but given Mingo to Carolina in that situation,
he's getting compared to Deebo Samuel a lot because of his physical running traits.
Yeah, he's a good receiver for sure. Like, there's no negative here. Mingo's a good wide receiver. Watch this film right here. I mean, he's very, very solid. Very good prospect. 220 pounds. He's 6 foot. What is he? 6'1" 3/4. Very decent size. That's a big receiver in today's NFL, especially with this draft class. Like, he's one of the bigger wide receivers in the draft class. But he's got a little Debo to his game. He's got a little, I would say a little like AJ Brown-ish, Debo Samuel-ish, Corey Davis from college-ish. I'm trying to think of another comp that would make a lot of sense. I think the Debo comp's pretty good.
So does he automatically slide into the number 1 wide receiver there?
He's going to probably not be in the 1 because Thielen's going to have it, but I think Mingo is definitely going to be the prize possession future of that squad. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I like Mingo a little more than Hyatt. I don't know. He looks good, man. He looks smooth.
Yeah, he looks like a beast.
He looks smooth. I like him a lot. He definitely flew under the radar earlier on in the draft process, and then he started to rise. There were a couple guys who started to rise later. Mingo was one of them. Hyatt's risen in my mind, in my eyes. But I think Mink, that's pretty good. I like that. I kind of like the fit. I like the idea that he's dynamic in a way that Hyatt's different. Hyatt's not dynamic. He's dynamic. But Mingo's a good fit for Bryce Young. I think that's a good fit for Bryce Young. I think it's a better fit than Hyatt. I'll admit right now, I actually like it. I don't think I would change it if I could go back. I said it initially when it happened. I'd rather have Hyatt. Not in that situation. I think Mingo's a great fit. That was a good pick. That was a really good pick. Mingo's good. Ron Navy, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. Sorry, I had to go off mute.
Yo.
So you think is Hyatt a burner?
I wouldn't say he's a burner, but I'd say he's quick.
Burner than like a Tyler Scott or any of those guys.
I forget what Hyatt's 40 time was, but I wouldn't consider him a burner. I would consider him he's like a quick guy. He's got quicks, good route running, quick running, hard working. Hyatt's hard working, big chip on his shoulder, very much a St. Brown type of attitude. So that's why I kind of like Hyatt more and more as I'm starting to get to know his personality. He's very, very hungry. And so Hyatt would be a great pick for Anthony Richardson to get his hands on. Hyatt would be phenomenal to add to. Carolina would have been great, but I like Mingo better now. For this fit, this fit's better.
That was my big question after listening. I told you, Steve Smith Jr. His analysis on it, and he was like saying Richards needs a burner. And that's why I was wondering if Hyatt was a burner, because they needed a receiver to take the top off, because Pittman can't do it and Pierce can't do it. And so they need that burner receiver. And that's why I was asking you. I don't know much about Hyatt, so that was just what he was talking about.
Let me look at his.
So I don't know if
let me look at Jalen Hyatt's 40 time. I forget it off the top of my head. A 4.4. Runs an official 4.4. Yeah, he's fast. That's plenty fast. He's not a 4.3 guy, but 4.4 flat. That's fine. He's very quick, though. He's very football quick. He's very football quick. This Mingo. This Mingo fit is nice. I really like this Mingo fit. Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. Do they take Charbonnet? Do the Eagles get him? Do the Washington Commanders get him at 47? Does Bill Belichick at 46 snag him? Good Lord, guy loves rookies. He loves rookies as much as I do.
Does Charbonnet? Do we get another? We got a shocker yesterday with Gibbs going. Does Charbonnet not go in the second round? That'd be a shocker.
It would be a shocker. I think he'd go. I think Philly would be nuts to let him slip past. Just absolutely bonkers. We got about 300 people in here. Punch that thumb up button on your way in the door, please. We got 114 thumbs up, which is very respectable, but let's get that 114 to match the 300 if we could. Mingo, guys, the steal of this second round so far. Mayer, horrible landing spot, Ron. Mayer, I know you like Laporta a lot, and I do like Laporta. He reminds me of Freiermuth, and I think that's probably why you love Laporta. He looks exactly like Freiermuth. But it's good.
He's smooth, especially in the combine.
He's good. He's powerful, and I have no questions whatsoever about a team drafting him and being a steal like Detroit got him. Steal. But Mayer was still there. I don't understand that. Mayer is like the closest thing to being a Gronk from this draft class. I don't know. I like Laporta. It could definitely work out. Look, Detroit's doing a lot of reaching, and they're getting their guys. Can't complain. All three of their picks were major reaches. I love the Gibbs pick, but it was 1,000% a reach. They
like Laporta to be possibly the best tight end. Turn out to be the best tight end out there, but we have a lot of good ones, and I knew as soon as, because I just got home. I was listening on the phone, and I knew when I heard that Mayer went to the Raiders, you were going to be highly disappointed. It's like a guy with that talent, and to you, it's like, a waste for him being on that team.
Yeah, and the Raiders are just badly run organization too. So it's not like he's going somewhere where like in 2 years he develops. Mayer
hey,
is.
You still got one guy out there, dude. You still got Darnell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Darnell Washington.
You
know where I'd love Darnell to go? Green Bay. Green Bay would be
on the left side of the Steelers' offensive line to match up with Firemuth. That would be great.
Yeah. Green Bay would be fantastic. Indy would be. They got Jelani Woods though, but I do like him a lot. But I think Darnell Washington would be interesting there. The New York Jets. Can you imagine if they're coming up here in a couple picks? Can you imagine if they go get Darnell Washington, 6'7" end zone monster, just waiting there to catch footballs from Aaron Rodgers? That's fantastic. The next.
Yeah, he's Rodgers tight end.
The next 48 through 63. We've got Detroit at 48, Pittsburgh at 49, Tampa at 50, Miami, Charbonnet. We're getting closer to Miami getting Charbonnet. And, I have some reservations. I'm not going to lie about Miami getting Charbonnet just because, like, anytime you have this, like, okay, Casey's great for a running back, right? Well, we think so. But who knows? KC getting DeAndre Hopkins would be phenomenal, right, in a trade? Yeah, I think so. Like, Philadelphia would run the hell out of Charbonnet, right? Maybe? I mean, we believe so. Like, we don't fully, like, there are some questions with some of these amazing landing spots where we haven't had a track record of good usage but they've never really had that player. So if Charbonnet falls to Miami at 51, they probably know what they have. You got to hope to God they know what they have. And if they do, Charbonnet to the moon in Miami. But I still could also see
the committee.
Yeah, I could also see it backfiring on us.
The problem.
KC
running back.
KC could backfire on us. Philly's probably not going to backfire on us, but there's the potential. Dallas at 58. I hope Charbonnet does not fall to Dallas at 58. That would be panic season. Chicago 61 would be great for Charbonnet. My hope is one of these teams says, you know what, guys, these running backs flew off the board. It's time to trade up. We got to go get one of them, or they're gonna go. Philly trade up. Chicago trade up. Cincy trade up.
I still.
What's up, Ethan?
Oh, I'm just back waiting for the Green Bay pick. I'm mad about them not taking Jackson Smith and Jigba.
All right, hold on. A Cardinal pick. Come on, Cards. Do it live, Cardinals.
Kind of figured they were going to go defense.
I don't hate this pick. I was really hoping Charbonnet would have been the pick. Green Bay, do they go tight end? Do they go... Hey, maybe Green Bay goes... I mean, could they go Hyatt? That'll be...
I think they really need a tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I would take Darnell Washington. So Green Bay's on the clock.
But I think they kind of screwed themselves a little bit. They should have taken one of those earlier tight ends. Is what they really needed.
New York would be, if they had a nice, long, hard conversation with Aaron Rodgers, like a really, good conversation. They said, look, Aaron, this is not Jordan Love. This is just us preparing for, we've got a lot, we've invested a lot in you because we wanted you over Lamar. We wanted you over Carr. Those are longevity situations. We chose you. Shorter amount of time, we still chose you. We need to just be prepared for that time where we don't have the ability to reach for a quarterback. Do you mind if we take Hendon Hooker here at 43 overall? That's the conversation I would have with Aaron Rodgers. And Hendon Hooker could learn under Aaron Rodgers. It wouldn't feel the same. It wouldn't be the same. It's Aaron Rodgers' team. That's what I would do. Hendon Hooker is the answer to a lot of teams' backup plan, safeguard situation. Totally love it for a lot of these teams right here. Washington. Green Bay what? Who'd Green Bay take?
Tight end.
Luke Musgrave.
Hey, Musgrave's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Musgrave's good.
It's hard to know which
I
one
like
of these
that
tight
pick.
ends is going to be the best because, quite honestly, Mayer was the top dog. I think it's probably going to be Kincaid because he's in the best spot. He's got the best quarterback throwing to him. I think Laporta's going to surprise and maybe be higher ranked than people think. Musgrave, this is a good situation. Jordan Love gets to lean on him. Jordan Love gets to bring this kid along. He helps out Christian Watson. This is better than them getting a wide receiver like Hyatt, where we'd be a little bit worried about the value of Christian Watson. Tight ends are only going to consume so much of the offense, so this isn't like a drag on his target share, Christian Watson. So absolutely love this pick. This is the pick we needed. This is the pick we wanted so that we didn't have to go the route of going wide receiver. This is fantastic. You got Christian Watson. You've got a thin wide receiver room. Watson's going to eat like a mad dog in 2023. Watson to the absolute moon. Christian Watson's the winner of this 2023 NFL draft so far. Absolutely love it. But this is a great pick. Musgrave's a good tight end prospect.
If you like Laporta, you got to like Musgrave because they're very similar.
That's a good pick. We got some super chats here. Let me get these out of the way. Frankie became a member. Frankie, appreciate you. Golf dropped that 199 Charbonnet to Tampa Bay. Hope you all have a good weekend. Golf, are you out of here, Golf? Golf, appreciate you. Jonathan became a member. Thank you, Jonathan. Golf, call in real quick.
Hey, real quick, on this Mingo pick to the Panthers, I guess he was like one of the biggest yak leaders in college. So he's a run after the catch guy. He's a big frame, 6'1", 220. I mean, for a late round pick, that's pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, Mingo, and more so than that, I just like the fit. I love the fit for Young. He just feels like a great wide receiver for Young because Young's going to be scrambling. Young's going to be improvising, and he just feels like the kind of that Debo feel. He feels like the kind of wide receiver that could dynamically adapt to an evolving play. He runs routes in a way that makes me feel like he's capable of adjusting and adapting to a moving and scrambling quarterback like Young. And the fact that they can run him a little bit, they can definitely use him in very dynamic ways, makes him valuable component that can move all around the board. So I really do like Mingo. Mingo's a fantastic pick. That was one of the more impressive picks, the smarter picks of this second round because of the fit. I like him. Mingo's really good. He's going to climb my draft board, my rankings a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if Mingo ended up being my number 5 wide receiver rank. It could be even 4 or 5.
Wow.
Really? Yeah. Why not? I mean, this kid's got a lot of talent, and he landed in a great situation. From a dynasty perspective, I mean, if we're talking redraft, I'm not going to be starting him in redraft, or if I'm grabbing him in best ball, hoping he does something at the end of the year, or he's gets on a strong pass from like midway through. But like dynasty, easily could be 4 or 5 out of the wide receivers.
Jets
I
got
think
their
he'll have a
center,
better
Joe
season than JSN for sure.
What'd you say?
I think he'll have
Joe
a better
Tippmann,
season than
center.
JSN.
Yeah.
My channel changed. I didn't realize it went over to ESPN2. I'm just sitting there watching the basketball game all of a sudden. Tippmann center, good pick. I mean, that's important. That's an important position, guys. That's what they needed to do this.
Yeah, they needed a center.
That was a good move. I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't come up yet. Like, we didn't talk about it. It hasn't been talked about a lot. I'm surprised, they were able to pull this off this late in the draft. I mean, he's good. He's a good player. Tippmann's good. I like that. That's great for Aaron Rodgers.
Well, there's not in the draft. I mean, Tippmann's one of the few.
I know. That's why I'm like shocked that they waited until 43 and they pull it off. Indianapolis, this is where Hyatt could come in right here. This is where Hyatt comes into play.
Not
I'm
looking
just
good
wondering
for
who
Indy
takes
receivers.
Yeah.
Let's go over to Trading Frank. Trading Frank, go ahead.
Hey, Smitty, I have a question, but I heard you say that a glass of Chardonnay would be bad for the Dallas Cowboys. What the hell is that about?
Well, I mean, Tony Pollard's season's supposed to be in full effect, bro.
Nah, he got 1 year left, and we're going to ship him on his way.
I mean,
and we don't even know how he's going to be. We need like a Chardonnay, and I think we got 1 year of Pollard, and then obviously, I think we'd be crazy if we gave Pollard the deal.
So
I feel like we need a rookie.
Charbonnet would be great.
I will say that long term, I think Dallas would be good. I've said that before, but I'm not ready to let the Pollard experiment just crash and
You're trying to
burn.
protect Paul.
Yeah, it's all about Pollard. It's not about Charbonnet there. Charbonnet wouldn't be as good there in year one. I think they would use him, but
yeah.
I mean, he'd be better somewhere else because Pollard's going to they franchise tagged him. He's going to get utilized. Could they both survive? Yeah, they really could. I mean, but Charbonnet's not going to have quite the wide receiver production that he'd have somewhere else. But maybe he goes somewhere where he doesn't get as much volume as he'd get in Dallas in a sharing situation. So you never really know.
Well, I really think that Pollard is kind of just, we don't even know where he's going to be at with his injury. I really don't think Cowboys going to re-sign him. So I think we really have to focus on getting a rookie running back. And Charbonnet would eventually take over the position.
I think I like Pollard. Pollard could be a top 10 dynasty running back. I mean, easily. But I think you're also right. There's some concern, but I mean, there's no concern about his injury. That injury is not something that it's going to linger into the season. He's fine.
Zeke couldn't bust 20-yard runs anymore. We used to see it, and I'd be like, "Oh no, that's Pollard. That's not Zeke." I mean, I think Charbonnet would be great.
I like Charbonnet in Dallas long term. I do. I've admitted that. I just don't know that I want Tony Pollard to. I don't think I want Tony Pollard to not get his shot. I want him to get his crack. And if you're right and he doesn't deliver, so be it. But I think I think Jerry Jones would definitely take him if he's there.
I'm just worried about it. Look, I'm sorry. I don't know if you already talked about it, but I just had my rookie draft on Sunday now since everything came in, and so I have the 1.1. I was going Bijan all the way. Is there any chance you would take AR over Bijan, like with the landing spot? Like I kind of like position myself where I need a running back. I only have like one solid running back, maybe two, but like where
I can't draft a quarterback over Bijan, bro. I just can't do it. I just can't.
All right.
That's me though. I mean, you gotta do what's good for you. I could do quarterback in a super flex at 2, 3, 4. I could force that, but I can't force a quarterback over Bijan.
This is super flex dynasty, and I already have we already talked about it, but I have Hurts and Lawrence, so I wasn't really worried about my quarterback. But I just thought there's so much upside with AR with as a position and everything. Like maybe I can initially trade them, but then I don't know if I should go with Bijan and just be back from my team. I don't know if I should go for like the upside or just go for the better, go for the points.
Best player available, baby. Every time.
All right. All day.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
Okay,
I think Bijan's a monster, bro. And I get it. I get it if you need quarterbacks, but like I would build different ways. I would have gotten Jordan Love before this whole thing unfolded. Now Jordan Love is going to be really hard to get, but those are the moves to make. Like Jordan Love was cheap as can be, bro, because he wasn't a starter. In everyone's mind, they couldn't accept Jordan Love was starting yet because he wasn't. So Jordan Love was the steal of the offseason for Superflex leagues and as a 2 QB guy. Now he's probably, I mean, I wouldn't say he's untouchable, but now he doubled in value. Like that, you got to make all those moves before those quarterback situations evolve. Otherwise, you're forcing quarterback and you're not taking best player available. And
yeah. Now that you mentioned Jordan Love, the guy that has the 1.2, I was already thinking about how can I get the 1.2 and get Bijan and AR. And I was like, he has Jordan Love. So I was trying to finesse a trade because I have Hurts and Lawrence. So I was like, maybe somehow I can trade them Hurts and Lawrence, get the 102, get Love. Is that enough?
I'm sorry, bro. It's hard to. I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
where like the guy that has Jordan Love, like this is, you mentioned him, I was already trying to finesse this trade where he has Jordan Love in the 1.2. I have the 1.1 where I'm going Bijan all day. Now, I was going to try to get the 1.2 from him, so I was trying to talk to him and say, hey, can I trade down like Hurts or Lawrence? I have both those QBs for a Love and the 1.2.
No.
And he was just like, maybe we can talk about, I might be asking for too much.
No, Hurts or you can't trade. You have Hurts?
I have Hurts and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, maybe Trevor Lawrence for. I mean, that would be more arguable. Hurts, that would be a travesty. Like Hurts is the number 1, number 2, or number 3 overall player in a Superflex league. You're not even sniffing round 1 value for those other guys. It's like you cannot trade a Hurts, a Burrow, a Mahomes, a Josh Allen, a Fields, and Trevor Lawrence is right up there too. Like, bro, what did you finish last year?
No, this was a startup, homie. This is our first year.
Well, you need to ride that out, bro. You've got 2 amazing quarterbacks in a Superflex.
I tried.
Yeah, bro.
But
you're gonna get Bijan on top of that. You cannot trade those quarterbacks. You drafted those quarterbacks for a reason. Both of your guys are first rounders. He's not giving you first round talent at all, and you're gonna trade away a first round talent. Trevor Lawrence, no way, bro. Just ride.
Forget about AR, right? This AR is like in my head, I think.
What do you need AR for? What do you need AR for? Go get Bijan Robinson. You've got 2 top 7 quarterbacks, one of which is top 1 to 3. Like, what are you flirting with the concept of getting out of the elite quarterback business, bro? Like, I like AR-15, but it's a prospect, man.
Be off the bridge. I don't know why. I just get caught up in the draft hype.
No,
I think
you're addicted to trading, is what you are. But it's fine. You got to dial it back. All right, hey, hang tight. Scuba Steve, you got anything you want to add? Thank you, Love Stars. Appreciate you. Love Stars to the moon. All right, Scuba Steve's on mute. Just probably talking away. This is my mock draft yesterday. Bijan, Charbonnet. And I admit, Charbonnet goes to Dallas. Your boy's going to get behind it. Okay? I'm going to get behind it. I'm merely just saying, I'm having like a moment of silence here for Tony Pollard. Because if Charbonnet goes to Dallas, guess who's going to be king of the hill? It's not going to be Pollard. It'll be Charbonnet. He's that good. I just don't know that I don't know that I want to see it end so quickly for Pollard, but at the end of the day, I'll get behind it. You guys know I will. I love Charbonnet. Charbonnet's my number 2 right now. I hope to God he doesn't land in a horrible spot, and this makes me change my mock draft, in the spur of the moment here. Gibbs 3, growing on me by the second. I played this clip earlier. You guys, does this sound like a team? Does this sound like a team that's not excited to use their new RB? Look at that GM. This team just drafted DeAndre Swift. I'm sorry, DeAndre Swift. Sorry. This team just drafted Gibbs. I keep saying Swift. This team just drafted Gibbs. Does that look like a team that's not excited about Gibbs and that's going to play Gibbs? They tried to take him at 6. They were going to take him at 6. And they decided to trade down and take the risk that he'd fall. Like as if he was going to go before 12. He wasn't. They're a little delusional in Detroit right now for sure. They're reaching on everything.
Well, he just made a trade and they're next to pick.
Detroit's been
pick Brent and now the Lions are picking now.
Detroit's been reaching on everything. Every single pick Detroit has made has been a reach. It doesn't mean they're bad picks. We like Laporta. We love Gibbs. I don't know how I feel about their first round or their 18 overall Campbell pick. It's definitely a reach, and I don't know. He could be okay. I honestly don't know a ton about him, but they've reached on the other 2 picks. Hold on, here's Detroit. Let's see if they reach again. Who they reaching on now? They're doing good though.
Oh, they got Branch. Branch is good.
Brian Branch. Okay.
Yeah, that's who they got.
So Levis he wasn't in the green room this time, was he?
No, they went home. Levis and quarter. They went home. They weren't in the green room.
I don't know why you would go home after all that. Like, I guess you wouldn't want to go through it again, but you knew you were going to get drafted in the second round.
He went home to go eat mayonnaise.
Yeah, mayonnaise and look. I'm sorry, but I can't get behind a quarterback that he's got a weird grimace about him. He's got a weird grimace about him, and he puts mayo in his coffee. It's weird. It's weird.
He's banana skins.
And did you see all the memes where Levis was sitting next to this blonde girl the whole time, and it totally looked like his girlfriend. And then like they switch over about like a few minutes later, and there's this brunette girl sitting next to him. And everyone's like, "Whoa,
yeah, that was weird."
Wait a minute." And it's like, okay, it was his sister. The blonde girl was his sister, but I mean, who doesn't sit next to their significant other during almost the whole first round? They sit by their sister. You know what I mean? So it was weird. There's just a lot of weirdness going on. It's like, is that his girlfriend or is that his girlfriend? Are they both his girlfriend? Is this guy out being a dog in front of everybody in the open? But like, why are you sitting by your sister the entire draft while your girlfriend's across in their own chair? And then at the end you switch, and it's like confusing everybody. It was crazy. Alex Cruz celebrating 30 months as a YouTube exclusive member. Alex Cruz
to the moon.
The moon. Appreciate you, Alex. Appreciate you being in here too.
Hey, reports on Twitter are saying that Washington is falling because of medical concerns.
Because he's too big? He's 6'7". Yeah, we can't fit him in the bus, so we're gonna go ahead and pass. He's too big. He grew an inch over the weekend. He grew an inch over the weekend. We cannot feed this man. We're gonna go broke. He cleaned out our cafeteria when he came in for a visit. This guy's 6'7". Absolute monster.
New England's on the clock, so get ready for a possible disappointment with Charbonnet.
God, I hope
he's gonna fall to the Cowboys.
I hope not. I'm gonna be sitting here wishing the Cowboys situation happened if he goes to New England.
The picture's in.
Look, if let's just be honest. If Charbonnet goes to Dallas, they're gonna run the hell out of him. Maybe he's gonna be a monster.
Hell yeah.
But I would want.
But you gotta remember, Zeke and Pollard were both 1,000-yard running.
Yeah, I know, bro. You don't have to convince me that Charbonnet will do well. My problem is not with Charbonnet going to Dallas. All the pushback I'm giving you is that Pollard vanishes a little bit. Like he can't. He'll do okay, but he can't be what he was about to become. But that's okay. I mean, look, if Charbonnet does go to Dallas, Charbonnet's going to Mars. Like he's already going to Mars, but he's going to Pluto. But I mean, Tony Pollard, how can Tony Pollard be? He could still be a moon man to a degree though, because if his value tanks, then you're baking in some of that droppage, and then he's still gonna be good. You know, he's still explosive. But anyway, back to what I was saying earlier. My mock draft here. So Gibbs is growing on me by the second. They're going to get rid of DeAndre Swift. That's very, very clear. He's going to request a trade if they don't end up trading him just naturally in the next couple hours, weeks, or probably days, but maybe hours. But Swift is gone. Monty's not a long-term threat. This war room, as I showed you, was going bananas when they thought he wouldn't slip to 12 and they were risking the biscuit to trade from 6 to 12, thinking that they were going to lose him. They love him. You don't spend 12 overall draft capital. Talk about spending 6 overall draft capital, but spend 12 overall draft capital. Get that excited to not use him. I think Gibbs is climbing my board quicker and quicker every second. So he's 3. My number 1 wide receiver is Flowers. JSN I like a lot. I want Hendon Hooker in Seattle. All right, who's getting picked here? Good God, Bill Belichick. What's he going to do? Not Charbonnet. Everybody say it at the same time. Everybody say it at the same time. Not Charbonnet. Not Charbonnet. Not Charbonnet. Not Charbonnet. Not Charbonnet. Not Charbonnet.
I really.
Woo!
Charbonnet.
Keon White.
Charbonnet to the Chargers. Something's telling me if the Chargers get a chance here, the Chargers are going to Charbonnet.
Oh my God.
I that's just a gut feeling I have.
Thank God. Bill Belichick, the hoodie, was a huge threat. Huge threat. Keon White does not look happy he's a New England Patriot. He's heard some stories about Bill Belichick. Do you see that guy? That guy looked like a stone cold statue when they showed him. He didn't look like he was happy one single bit. Unless that was an old clip of him that they just showed, like, just sitting there. But he
expected to go in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these players that to go in the first round, they're disappointed just because they didn't go in the first round.
Yeah. But he didn't look like relieved at all. Like, okay, it's over. Then, most of these guys, they're still excited. They still hug. But he's stone cold. That guy's upset. He's going to know the name of all 45 people that got drafted ahead of him, like St. Brown. You guys see that picture of Kyler meeting his new offensive lineman? This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I don't know how. Kyler's probably thinking to himself, how in the hell am I going to see over this man? What were you guys thinking? Look at this of Kyler standing next to his offensive lineman. Are you out of your mind? How is this kid going to see above this man? Look at this. It looks like he's picking up his child from daycare. Look at this. Do you guys see it? This is Kyler Murray meeting his new offensive lineman. And he wasn't trying to play on words or anything. He accidentally said, "What's up?" He goes, "What's up, baby?" And everyone's like, "Baby." He looks like a baby next to him. All right, here we go.
Did you see the picture of Bryce Young at the podium? He's like couldn't even be seen.
Yeah. Man, Kyler Murray looks smaller than Bryce Young. It's weird. He's so tiny. I don't know. He is tiny, man. What's up? Alex is laughing. This is crazy. Look at this photo. Look at this photo. Hi, look at Kyler. Stop to look at him. You're a marvel. You're an absolute marvel. Look at you. You're a big boy. You're a big boy. 46 overall. I thought White just went 46 overall.
Yeah, the morning afterwards, right?
Okay. They weren't switching up on ESPN that the Commanders were on the clock. They had the timer going for New England again. I'm like, what in the heck? Tampa Bay might take Charbonnet. I don't. That offense isn't. I don't like it.
No.
I don't like it. I mean, he'll survive there. And we'll still be behind him, but I don't know. Pittsburgh's coming up there, Ron.
I know.
Well, yeah, Ron. What do you think? What are they going to do?
Maybe edge player.
Hendon Hooker to the Bucs. That would be a great move. Hendon Hooker to the Bucs.
I ain't gonna lie. I wanted the Cowboys. I want a quarterback so bad for the Cowboys. I wanted Will Levis for the Cowboys. Get some pressure on Dak or something. I wouldn't even mind.
Really? I don't know.
Well, I just feel like we need some pressure. Like, honestly, when we had that pick at 28 and Will Levis was there, I was screaming at my TV, like, pick Will Levis. Like, just put some pressure on Dak, and maybe he might shine. If he doesn't, his contract's almost up, and then we got a rookie right there waiting. I don't know why we didn't go for it, but I like the lineman.
Who are the Bucs going?
Oh, they took the guy with no front teeth.
Is it official this time?
What happened to his teeth? Does anybody know?
I heard I don't know what he lost.
Okay, let's get on over to this next round here. So Detroit is up. What's Detroit going to do here? Man, Detroit's up again, right? No, Tampa Bay? No, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got this pick, right? 49? No, 48. Who's up at 48? Bucks again? Oh, I must have 48 on both screens. Okay, I'm sorry. Who did Washington take then? I got my board mixed up. Who went 47?
Washington took the safety Martin.
Okay, that's what happened.
Jartavius Martin.
I just missed that. Okay, here we go. So,
who's this?
So 48 was
Martin.
What are you guys thinking here? So 48 was how do you say his name? Monk. 48 was Monk. And he was to the Bucks. So I have this Detroit here wrong. Okay. So let me fix this. That's where I got jacked up here.
Miami's coming up soon.
Tampa Bay.
They get a running back yet?
Who? Miami? No, that's who we're hoping Charbonnet goes to.
No. I got Jeff Wilson.
Well,
I'd rather see the Chargers, though.
Yeah. I heard some rumors about Dalvin Cook going to Miami.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook's definitely on the move potentially. I mean, if a team will pay up, but we'll see if anybody wants to pay up a future first rounder. I mean, future third rounder. Dalvin Cook will cost probably a third rounder. Henry and Eckler will cost probably second rounders. I could see
nothing.
I could see Eckler costing more than a second, like a second and a third.
Bring Dalvin Cook to the Cowboys, please.
What do you think the cost for Swift's going to be? Like a late round 6th or 7th, or a future 5th, or something like that?
I would say like a third or maybe a fourth, third or fourth. I mean, you could cost a fourth. Yeah, not fifth would be late. But would it shock me if it was a fifth or fourth? I guess not. But could it be a third? Yeah, I guess. I mean, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I do it in a millisecond. You know, and bring the brothers together. If I'm the Chicago Bears and you don't get, and Chicago's got 60 or 53, they could go Charbonnet here. That's one of those moments where we're standing up, we're screaming, we're to the moon. Miami would be good too, but there's some concern there. There's some committee concern there. So, but Chicago 53 would be just the best thing we could have asked for in this entire draft. We get Bijan Atlanta. We get Charbonnet in Chicago. It will ultimately be two of the landing spots we predicted. A long way around to get there. But Bijan going to Atlanta and Charbonnet going to Chicago. Chicago was my favorite, spot. I think that'd be great. I think it'd be a fantastic place.
You think it'll make Ritter legit?
I think Ritter's going to probably be as legit as he can be. I don't know that he's going to be a top 8 or 7 or 9 quarterback, but could he ever get to Goff's level? I think he could. Do I expect it? I know. No, but he could do it. I'm not counting him out. Steelers are on the clock here. Picks is in. Ron, who are you taking?
I think we might go defensive tackle. Huh. Yeah, I'm all right with that.
6'4", 309. Dude is a beast.
Let's watch his film here. He's 300 pounds, bro. Jeez. There he goes. Let's see him. Ron, their defense wow, he's nice little. He's a big boy.
We're getting thick and big offense and defensive line.
Yeah. Tampa Bay on the clock. This is a Charbonnet. This is a risk for Charbonnet right here. Miami, Seattle, Chicago. Chargers could go Charbonnet if they have plans to trading Eckler. I mean, they were
Hoping for.
They were.
Charbonnet.
They'd have to give it to Eckler though for it to be amazing this year, but they still. I mean,
hey Ron, we got Cam some help.
Yeah,
we got Cam Hayward some help, man. You ask, you receive.
Anybody seen Kyler? Kyler went missing after this scene. He may have been eaten by his offensive lineman. Jeez, man. Packers pick. Oh, they take a wide receiver. What is that? What I said? Jaden Reed. The Packers got this 50 pick. And they take a wide receiver, Jaden Reed. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, Jaden Reed's got a lot of upside.
Yeah, but I'm okay. I don't feel like he's going to take the job at all from Watson. So this is okay. This is fine.
Yeah, he's like a slot guy too.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. That's fine. As long as we get past, like, Hyatt would have been a little bit of. Why didn't it take Hyatt? I don't know. I don't know.
So they go Musgrave, then they go Reed. So they're giving some weapons for Love.
Yeah, which makes sense because he's not Aaron Rodgers, so he's going to need a little more than Aaron Rodgers got. That's why That's why they always kind of shortchange Rodgers on the draft picks and the help because they trusted him more. But yeah, why would you take Reed? Why would you take Reed over Hyatt? I've watched the film on him before, but I mean, I'm rewatching it right now, and he's okay. There's nothing wrong with Reed, but he's not Jalen Hyatt. Like, what are you doing? I'm happy though. I'm happy because I don't want Hyatt in Green Bay. This is great. But that doesn't make sense.
You know what that's setting up too is that if Hyatt goes to a good spot where he gets a lot of playing time.
Pick is in, boys. Pick is in. Is it gonna be Zach Charbonnet?
No.
Look, we want it versus him falling to a bad spot. If we have to take it now, we take it now.
You're right.
Okay. Blue 32. Oh, man. Come on. I mean, I want Chicago more, so part of me is rooting for this to be a different pick, but I just don't want Chicago to come and go, and then now Dallas is coming up, man. They're creeping up.
I mean, what's Miami's needs here?
I like Chicago more than Dallas.
Cam Smith, cornerback.
Been doing, man. Chicago's had such a great offseason.
Okay. Seattle's on the clock. Hendon Hooker time, ladies and gentlemen. Hendon Hooker time. Let's go. There's only one move to make here. You got JSN. You got DK Metcalf. You got Kenneth Walker. You got a great offensive line. You've got a quarterback that you probably don't fully believe in, but you like him. You're excited about it. But you need to make this move. You need to safeguard your...
Are they the same age?
You need to safeguard your assets.
I think Seattle goes defense.
Let's go, Ron. The Steelers have killed this draft, says Shoddy. Appreciate you, Shoddy.
Yeah, we have, actually. I'm happy with it.
Charbonnet to Seattle. That better not. If Charbonnet goes to Seattle, I'm just gonna click the...
I just read something on Twitter that said that too, but I don't know if that's true or not.
No. If Seattle takes Charbonnet, I'm ending the live stream. Not even saying bye. I'm just gonna leave. I'm not joking. I'm just gonna leave.
I agree.
I know you're not.
Charbonnet in Chicago.
I know. That's what we want. Charbonnet to Chicago, bro.
Or the Cowboys.
You want.
A lot of people are saying Charbonnet, guys.
Don't do it. No.
Why? You have Walker.
Oh, they did take him. Oh my God, that's just fuck.
Oh, no.
You got to be kidding me.
Are
See
you
you later.
kidding me?
Why?
That is bullshit.
Why?
They already got Walker. They don't need Charbonnet. Those sorry pieces of crap.
What the hell does that do to Walker now? What the?
That's
That
leaving
ruins Charbonnet. That
value
ruins
on
everything.
the table.
Everything. That ruins everything.
Why would they waste that pick?
Yeah,
Because they're
that's like
stupid.
having your
Too much
second round
credit.
pick sitting on the bench.
I guess we're not gonna hear from Schmidt anymore.
I'm tempted to just hit this button and just leave. What on earth are you thinking?
That old man thinks he's going to run 3 running backs down the middle of the field.
I mean,
No, it's time for that old man
Kenneth
to go.
Walker is freaking. He's a 3-down back. Charbonnet's a 3-down back. What the freak are they thinking? The idiots.
Maybe he has
Fucking
trauma
one big
from the
committee,
injury. Yeah. Oh, that's trash. Trash.
What a bunch of crap.
Chicago's probably cross-eyed
Maybe-
right
I
now.
hope Seattle tanks this year.
Maybe
I
they're-
really do. That makes me just think Seattle tank.
Maybe they're trading with
That
Chicago.
was Chicago. They stole him from Chicago.
Maybe they're trading him to Chicago. I don't understand.
Dude, they just
Why didn't Chicago move?
Twitter is pissed.
I mean, that's worse than anything Detroit's done this whole draft. Seattle just took the cake. I don't care how good they drafted earlier, what players they got earlier. They just tanked this draft. They just blew
Yeah,
this draft.
I agree. I agree with that.
Everybody.
God. So let me try and give my best. I'm not in a good state of mind to even do this, but give my best spin on this. There's no good spin, but like Charbonnet is now free. You just cuff him to Walker, and you have an absolute top 3 overall monster. There's no other way to spin it. This is bad. This is horrible. This is not good.
All those best balls I did for nothing.
This
All
is
those Charbonnet shares for
This is not good news whatsoever. Let's wait and see if he gets traded or something. That usually doesn't happen these days, but maybe Chicago ends up trading and getting him. I don't know. This is ridiculous. But all I can say from a most objective angle I can come from right now, because I'm not in an objective state of mind. I'm just not. Is that, he's going to be free. And so you draft Charbonnet, you cuff him to Walker, and you have the most safe, locked and loaded running back, maybe 1 overall. Like at the end of the day, that is the running back 1 overall. But good God, I mean, what a disappointing kick to the nuts.
a waste of freaking talent. A waste of talent. Just going to be sitting there, not used to his full potential. A waste. A total 100% waste of talent. Thanks, Carroll, you piece of crap mother.
That could be a move because so Kyle Shanahan was really high on Charbonnet. He came in on 2 visits to the Niners. I think this is a block trade.
Did Walker get injured in college? Did he injury?
It's a something trade, that's for sure.
I mean, where do I put him now? I got to take him off this 2 spot. Gibbs goes to 2. Zay Flowers goes to 3. JSN goes to 4.
You got to take 2.
Who's Chicago going to take now?
One in this position.
I don't know what I'm going to do with Charbonnet.
You got to take him off the list and put Mingo on there.
We knew this draft was going to
I
rain.
think Seattle caught Raiders-itis.
Okay, so let's be objective here for a second. Does this hurt Walker?
Absolutely.
Well, does it hurt Walker, or does Charbonnet just not exist? You know, that's the real question. We can worry about Charbonnet We can worry about Charbonnet later. We got to worry about Kenneth Walker right now because there's more implications for Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker owners.
I don't know how I'm gonna digest this, but Walker probably, it's not good for Walker, but it doesn't necessarily mean that Charbonnet is going to come in and take anything from him.
I mean, the running back position in Seattle has always been like a sketchy draft in fantasy. I mean, this hurts.
Yeah, they always had like two guys that you had to pick from.
I'm just hoping there's some sort of trade that still happens. Good Lord.
Chicago's got the draft capital. I don't see why they don't throw at him at him and try and get him.
Oh shit.
Or try and go get Swift.
Unreal.
I don't know that I'm. I don't know how. I gotta think on this for a while before I start making. God,
you can't make this up, dude.
God, Charbonnet
For me, this totally ruined the whole draft.
Charbonnet to Chicago was the move. It was the move. It was sitting there. I thought Dallas was going to be a disaster. This is an absolute. Like we don't. This impacts Walker potentially. I gotta think it out. I gotta think it out how it's gonna impact Walker. I mean, one thing we gotta keep in mind is how good Walker is. Second thing we gotta keep in mind is that teams were passing on Charbonnet. So, as much as we love him, other people don't love him as much. I don't know that Walker's at risk here as much as this becomes a 100%. You better handcuff the two of them, or you're going to be potentially in a world of hurt. But if you do handcuff both of them, you have a guaranteed top 3, safer guaranteed top 5 running back probably than any other combination of players, but like a cuff and a player. But I mean,
the thing is, Smitty, Charbonnet didn't lose value. We weren't expecting him to go in round 1. We were expecting even Gibbs to go in possibly round 2. So he didn't lose value. He is who we thought he is. And the fact that Seattle did that is just ridiculous because Charbonnet is a 3-down back. Walker's a 3-down back. And it makes no freaking sense whatsoever. Seattle ruined the value for both of them.
And it doesn't make your team better at all.
I think we're assuming that Walker is gonna get hit hard, and I don't know that that's for sure gonna happen. I think that there's some risk involved, and you got to cuff the two of them. Well, you got to ask yourself. This is what we got to digest and come back and circle back. Is Walker was a late 2nd-round pick? He was a win a league in 2nd-round territory. Is Walker now an even bigger win a league player if he falls into the 3rd round? Like Walker's probably going to round 3, maybe round 4. I've seen a couple round 4 comments already. I've seen a couple round 4 Kenneth Walker comments already, and I'm still scooping that up all day long. This may create an uncomfortable initial gut reaction, knee-jerk reaction. We all may be very, very upset at this moment, and I am, believe me. I feel like I'm probably going to end the live stream before we get to 63. I don't even know if I can take this right now. I feel like I got bad news that, you know, that a loved one has gone missing on a hiking trip to the Himalaya mountains, and we don't know where they are. Like this is a real kick to the nads. But I've seen 4 or 5 round 4 Kenneth Walker round 4 comments. I mean I'm gonna love that value. I'm not happy at all. I want to make that abundantly clear. But if Walker falls to round 4, I mean, Pete Carroll might not be looking at Charbonnet like we are. He might be looking at it like, yeah, I've got my running back. If anything ever happens, we're a top 5 running back crew no matter what. Is he going to use both of them? He doesn't really do that to the degree that I'm scared about a committee. I feel like if you got both of them, if you can get Walker, and I'm just trying to think of this from a positive light. I'm not trying to reach either and try and come up with a positive angle. I'm literally trying to be as objective as I can right now. If Walker goes in round 4 and Charbonnet's almost free, how is that not a win a league potential position to be in? I mean, it is. It is. If Walker stayed in the 15 to 7 or 15 to 12 range, then yeah, there's more risk injected into this than we can wrap our heads around. But if you're talking about Walker falling to round 4 now, and Charbonnet being free because no one wants to touch him, that's win a league material. It just sucks. It sucks, but it's win a league material. It's just different. It's different. It blows. I'm not happy.
It's like having Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers on the same team.
God, Charbonnet to the Bears was right in front of our face. I stopped doing the draft tracker. I can't even concentrate anymore.
So, Smitty, you think that even though they got Charbonnet, you think they're only going to use one of them?
Well, I don't think they committee this.
It's probably going to be a split backfield, like 11 carries a pop.
No, I don't see it that way, but
If you're worried about a back, you take a back like Tucker, you take a back like Bigsby, you take one of those backs if you're afraid Walker's going to get hurt during the season. You don't draft a top-tier running back to go along with a running back that's already a top-tier running back on your team. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Reports are coming in on Twitter that the Bears are looking to trade up.
I just hope I hope Charbonnet goes to the Bears. This would be amazing. We would all just be. Come on, please give us a trade to Chicago. Pete
I was all excited about the Steelers being drafted, and you know what? I'm like, this kills that excitement. I mean, that's how bad this is. My whole excitement for what the Steelers did is like trash now because of Charbonnet, because of what Seattle did.
We're going to have to digest it. We're going to have to. The initial reaction is that, Walker's still going to be the guy. Is there going to be some Charbonnet mixed in? Absolutely. But, is it going to be a committee? It's not going to be a committee, but is Charbonnet going to get more carries than we want? Potentially. But, again, comes down to draft capital. If Walker ends up costing you, it's crazy. I feel like I'm going to wake up right now and go, oh, God, day 2. I had a dream about day 2, and oh, my God, it was crazy. If Walker falls to round 4, I mean, you're just going to have to give it some time. Anybody out there that's just freaking out right now, like I am and like Ron is and like everybody, you're just going to have to wait. You're just going to have to wait because if round 4, if Walker enters round 4 territory and it's practically free to go get Charbonnet, there's value there. It's not the value you paid for in best balls already. It's not the value you paid for in your dynasty league. It's not the value you paid for in this and that. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
Look at how many times I reached for Charbonnet just to keep you from getting Smitty.
Yeah, you definitely helped ruin his ADP.
Nah, only in our draft.
Good God, man.
This is crazy. This is just how do I bet? Best ball 4 opens up. You said tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
So how do I draft that?
I don't know. We're gonna have to see where Walker's going, and I mean Walker could be. I don't know. Let's go around. We got a few people on the phone line. Let me rotate through and get some reactions. I don't want long-winded answers. Can you guys give me as quick an answer as you can? We're going to stick on this topic only. No other questions. Trading Frank, what are you thinking about Walker right now?
Oh, I'm hoping they trade him.
They're not trading Walker.
Another draft, right?
They're not trading
But,
Walker.
Charbonnet, I hope they either trade him away or I don't know. I'm not drafting him though.
The Isaac, what are you thinking here?
Man, I'm just thinking so much right now. I thought maybe with the next pick that Chicago would have made a trade, and maybe Seattle was playing defense, to get more picks from them. But that obviously didn't happen yet. And I'm thinking when it comes to Walker, it's good for Walker. It's good for Seattle and only Seattle. They're going to have two backs who almost every down can be productive. But I'm not saying I'm staying away from Walker or Charbonnet, but basically it's like Chubb and Hunt 2 years ago. Both of them were eaten, but it's a risk. Obviously,
I like that
Hunt was a bigger risk, but
yeah, Scuba.
I mean, it's good for Seattle.
Scuba Steve, Scuba Steve, what are your thoughts?
I think it should be pretty interesting to see how people react with Kenneth Walker. So I'm thinking like you, if this makes Kenneth Walker fall, I'm definitely gonna try to take as much Kenneth Walker as I can, especially if he's gonna fall, and then I'll just do like you're saying. I'll just handcuff him and anything. But I'm curious to see how Kenneth Walker if he falls. So I think it'd be great value.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not happy right now. That's for certain. But we can only control what we can control, and at this point, it's like we got to look at it from an objective lens. Maybe a lot of you aren't ready for that yet, and I understand that. I'm barely ready for it. I literally feel like just jumping off the live stream. I'm just closing all this out, and I'm just going to take a screenshot of what's happened so far. I'm not even in the mood of tracking this the way I was anymore. So here's what's gone on so far, so we can look at it. But Zach Charbonnet definitely throws a wrench into the situation. Maybe I doubt they're trading him at this point. It would have happened right away, I think. If there was some sort of Chicago move that was going on, and that just doesn't happen anymore. Rashee Rice going to the Chiefs, by the way. Bears are on the clock. If the Bears take a running back here, any thoughts of some kind of weird, unbelievable? No, they took Stevenson, cornerback, Miami.
All right, I'm on the Roschon train. Come on, Roschon. Come to the Cowboys.
I mean, definitely got to redo some best ball approaches. That's for sure. A lot of Charbonnet teams built are going to not have the juice anymore. But
die before you get started.
Yeah, but does anybody feel like they wouldn't love drafting Charbonnet at round 12? And just getting Charbonnet, does anybody think they wouldn't draft Walker in round 4? What if Walker falls to 4-5 turn? What if Walker falls to the end of 4? Oh my God!
The only reason
it kind of feels like that Cooks and Madison all over again.
The only reason they would do anything like this if they're afraid that Walker's going to get injured like he was last year.
Yeah, Cooks and Madison. Either one's going to be a number one. Just depends on who stays healthy. You want to waste another pick on another player, you got to pick two.
Oh, I'm going to evaluate the Moon Men and Mars Men tonight, that's for sure. Going to figure out what I'm going to do with it. It's going to be some adjustments going on, but we adjust and adapt. This is crazy, man. Walker just completely, wow. This is arguably, guys, a top 2 or 3 overall running back. And we just got to assess it properly. We got to make sure we don't over-evaluate Charbonnet because we see the value and maybe he doesn't. I mean, he obviously sees enough to draft him, but man.
Oh, they gave up the pick, the capital. I don't get it.
Just think how Charbonnet's thinking right now. Charbonnet is so excited to get in there. He wants to run all over, and now he's like, I got to go to Seattle with Walker. What's that do to my career?
Yeah, you're just waiting.
Again, there's two angles. There's 2 angles to this now, guys, regardless of the situation. Marsman looking sus. Bro, it's only one guy. Gibbs doesn't look sus. I think Gibbs has got good.
It's all about the Bijan Charbonnet combo, but now I'm thinking more as the Bijan Gibbs combo.
Well, we got both of them on the. I mean, the Marsmen have both of those gentlemen on there.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Marsman.
Oh, Walker's not even on the Marsmen.
Dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
But Charbonnet
Hey,
is.
Smitty, you remember how those two guys had that DeAndre Swift and Montgomery bet? Does anything change now that with those guys? Now that DeAndre Swift's getting traded, are those still the same guys? Still feeling confident like with their picks or anything like that?
Well, I mean, Gibbs is. I mean, we went over Gibbs already on the show quite a bit. Gibbs is to the moon. You know, it's just his situation looks a little cloudier than it is. But
I was reading the two callers that you had in the other day. That you know how like they were like competing about like who would be better in Detroit between Montgomery and Swift. I was just like, what do you think? What do you like? What's going on with that now that Swift's going to get traded?
I'm not sure what you're asking other than like, I mean, Swift's getting traded. Monty's, older. So from a dynasty perspective, he's not a threat to Gibbs's future. Gibbs is probably going to come in and get a boatload of work, but Monty will still get some touchdown looks. But I mean, like Swift, it depends where Swift goes. Monty versus Swift. If Swift can go elsewhere and get traded to, let's say, the Eagles or the Chicago Bears, then all of a sudden he's got an opportunity that's way better than Montgomery's. But in Detroit, Swift has died. He's absolutely just completely flatlined. So
yeah,
in Detroit, he's lost that. He's absolute flatlined. But maybe he flatlines, gets revived somewhere else. So potentially could be good. Oh, I don't know, boys. I'm gonna digest this. The Marsmen right here. The Marsmen are still strong. There's nothing wrong with the Marsmen. Someone said the Marsmen suck. JCIM saying the Marsmen suspect.
Spinning aimlessly in space.
Not suspect. We got Charbonnet as a potential disappointment here, but he might get removed here, and we put somebody else in. But this is a very strong group. And Charbonnet, in a sense, I'm not gonna put him on the Marsmen list here. But in a sense, he still very, very, very much has huge upside at his newfound value. Whether you want to be upset about Charbonnet and what's happened, we'll take him off for now. But Charbonnet has like a newfound value. He has a newfound value that everyone's just going to have to accept, regardless of our expectation level. And the newfound value is he's free. He's probably close to free. And he could win a league if he gets in there. We don't want him to get in there because that means Walker would have to get hurt. So there's all kinds of downsides to this thing for sure. But, like, am I drafting, Charbonnet still? Yes, I am. I just don't know how I'm drafting him. Am I drafting him 1,000% and still drafting Walker? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna come in with the video, I'm sure, tonight with this. Isaac, appreciate your super chat. Kevin with a super chat. Smitty is speechless in Seattle. Sending positivity your way. Thank you. Jack Mazrak, I think everyone needs a 20-minute break. Shoddy says, let's go, Ron. I already read that one. Appreciate you, Shoddy. Smitty gets drafted by the Bears as the kicker. Thank you, Rock Out. Appreciate you, buddy. Love Stars, appreciate the Laporta love there. Smitty, best player available, says Rock Out. Fallon says Bijan. Cordero Patterson, Atlanta run game. Cordero's not any sort of threat or. Charbonnet to Tampa Bay. That's old news now. Golf, appreciate you dropping that. Thank you guys for all the super chats. I'm sorry I wasn't looking too much at them. We're trying to figure out what to do here. All right, guys, I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to try and wrap the show up and figure out what I'm going to do for content tonight. Appreciate you all being here.
All right, Smitty.
Later, broskies. I'll be live maybe later or just dropping videos. Ron, see you later, pal.
Right.
Matt Biaggia, sorry you didn't get to talk, bro. Final
Later,
10 seconds, Biaggia. Go. 10 seconds. Hurry.
I really think Seattle is going to pound the crap out of the ball. I think Geno Smith is going to now he should be a pretty solid quarterback this year. I probably would like to just look at the stats of Rashad Penny and Walker last year and see what that div is. And also the caller saying Hunt, Chubb. I totally agree with him. That's it, Smitty.
All right, later, pal. Ron, I'll see you later.
Adios, Smitty.
Gonna digest it, Ron. I'll come back with something. I mean, it's not good. It's not good. This is not what we wanted. 100,000% not what we wanted. I 100% agree with you. I'm pissed off inside. I'm trying to think how to tackle this.
There's like no digest. There's no positive in it, really.
Right. I mean, you're right. But once we accept it is what it is, you lose your right arm. Your right arm gets severed. There's no positive in that. But like, how do you move forward? Walker in the 3rd and 4th round.
Even if what he said is true, they're gonna pound the hell out of the ball. Well, okay, what's that do for JSN? What's that do for K Metcalf? If they're running the ball 80% of the time, those guys are gonna suffer. I mean, so even if they do, like Walker, Charbonnet, what's that do to the rest of the team?
I think we also have to kind of step back and say to ourselves, we love Charbonnet. We love Charbonnet. And obviously Pete loves him enough to draft him. But Tyler, you got 10 seconds,
Yeah.
Tyler. 10 seconds, Tyler. This better not be about some other trade right now because we're talking Walker.
I'll make it fast because this has been about Charbonnet all day. Okay?
Hurry up, 10
everybody
seconds. 8 seconds.
If everybody thinks Charbonnet is going to be like the next Aaron Jones, everybody has said that it is. Walker is done. If everybody can think that this guy was picked in the 2nd round, Walker is okay because Walker is going to school Charbonnet in every sense of the word.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate you. Tyler trying to bring a sense of reason to the table. So what I was about to say, which isn't too far off of what he's saying, Charbonnet, we like Charbonnet more than anybody, more than Pete Carroll, even though Pete Carroll drafted him. We like Charbonnet, and we see him in a different light. We have to understand that they loved Kenneth Walker. Pete Carroll loves Kenneth Walker. He's not just going to unseat Kenneth Walker. He's not like, is there concern for maybe some sort of divide at some point? Maybe, but Pete Carroll is not going to just unseat Kenneth Walker. He is the starter. So I think we're gonna take a very, very, we need to step away from this. Someone said,
exactly what happens is Walker won't get the touchdowns because what they're going to do, because Charbonnet can't be tackled, and we know that. So his whole talent gets pigeonholed to where he's going to be a goal line back, and he's not going to be able to do what he can actually do on a team where he's by himself. And so his talent gets smashed down to a goal line back where he's scoring touchdowns and he's taking touchdowns away from Walker. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, we'll have to see. I think we're not giving Walker enough credit here in the current moment in time, and I understand why. Because I'm pissed off too, and I love Charbonnet so much it makes it hard to give Walker his credit right now because I love Charbonnet that much. But I mean, we got to keep in mind that Walker's going to still have a shot to completely fend off Charbonnet completely. And the bottom line is,
Walker is the man. Walker. Yeah, that's the problem with it. Is Walker is who we always thought he was. Charbonnet, okay, he's not going to get a chance because his talent's wasted there in Seattle because Walker's there. Bottom line, so we're screwed either way.
Appreciate you, Golf, dropping the super chat. $20 holler, absolute monster. Get that $20 out there. Sorry, my enthusiasm is down. I just banged my knee. Ouch. Thank you, Golf. Appreciate you, man. Well, let's come back. Let's reconvene. I don't know when I'm coming back. I got Charbonnet pulled out of this mock draft. I got Charbonnet to deal with. I got Walker to deal with. This happens every draft. Remember I said someone's parade's going to get rained on. I just didn't imagine it would be. I just did not imagine it would be Kenneth Walker. I did not see it coming. We've even said, Seattle, they're not going to take him. I mean, we worried about it in the second round more, but we knew it wouldn't happen in round 1. We knew Bijan wouldn't go. But look, let's give Walker a little more credit than this and a little bit more benefit of the doubt. Not Ron, I know you just said you would, but I think Walker could still be a top 5 running back. What might be hiding here in the silver lining, there could be silver lining. There could be, Ron. Actually, there could be. Walker going around 4 wins leagues. He still wins leagues. He's still going to be a moon man in a new sense. He's wearing a different hat. I mean, I'm not taking Walker off the moon man list, to be honest with you, because now he's a 4th rounder maybe, and I like that. I hate it for Charbonnet. Charbonnet's dead. Charbonnet's a handcuff, but he's the best handcuff in football. But he's a handcuff. He's a must-own for Walker fans and for Walker owners, but this sucks. There's no way to dress up Charbonnet's dead value now from a starting perspective, but I think Walker's got if Walker
sent Charbonnet over, stuck it to him, because running backs, as we know, only get so many years, and then they're done. And so what? Charbonnet's going to sit on the bench because Walker is that damn good. We know it. So Charbonnet's not going to get used to his full potential, and he's going to waste away, and that talent's wasted away. And then it's just Seattle to do that is just asinine, and they did not do that kid any justice whatsoever by drafting him.
Yeah.
It don't make their team better at all either, because you got to sit one playmaker to start the other.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's reconvene on this one, guys.
They reinvent the wheel every year over there in Seattle, and they don't make it past.
Aaron Rodgers on the same team, saying, "Okay, you're gonna play with this quarter, and you're gonna play this quarter, and you go back and forth, or we're gonna sit you, Tom, and play Aaron, or we're gonna alternate games." I mean, the same type of concept here. You don't do that, or if you have Mahomes and Hurts on the same team, that's the same type of concept.
Well, we're gonna have to
adjust. It's just.
We're going to have to adjust and adapt. And I know we're all digesting it. We're all pissed off. I get it. I totally understand that. One person made a comment in the live chat that makes sense. Go look at all my Charbonnet teams and see how many I at least have Walker. Because then it might be, not a blessing in disguise, but it might be pretty decent at the end of the day there. So I got Charbonnet and Walker and Breece Hall and Gibbs and Kamara. So this might... A lot of my best ball teams might actually not be dead. It might actually be some sort of secret weapon.
You were contemplating who to pick, Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall. I got my answer now. It's Breece Hall, that's for sure. And they just got Tillman, that center. Pittman or whatever.
We'll figure it out. I'm gonna step away for the moment and regroup. I'm gonna probably do some sort of live stream compartmentalized on just this, so hang tight. It'll probably be, I don't know if I'm gonna do it right away or I'm gonna wait a minute, come back, reconvene. Hang tight. I'll be back, guys. Appreciate you. Later, Ron. Later, Franks. I got 2 Franks on the phone. Trading Frank and Frankie Knuckles and Ron. I'll see you guys tonight. Later.
Later. Thanks, man.
Oh man, a lot to digest. Lot to digest, guys. Charbonnet's now a fantasy sleeping giant, but that's it. Walker falls to the 3rd or 4th round, and you cuff him to the sleeping giant. That's a newfound value. It's a newfound value. It's different than we wanted. It's not what we wanted, but Charbonnet and Walker for a combined fourth, let's say falls to 4.1 for a 4th round pick, and let's say Charbonnet's a double-digit round pick, then all of a sudden you got yourself a different look to this thing. But it definitely is a kick to the nads for sure. But we got to adjust and adapt. That's what we do. That's why we're here. And we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. This is one player of 100,000 players. Not literally, but we need to figure out how to move forward on this. And that's it. You know, there's nothing else to it. Then we adjust and adapt. It's time to adjust and adapt. Yeah, we can complain for a second, but the next live stream, we got to pull our big boy pants up and move on. We got to figure out how to attack this and stop worrying about it. Right now, we're all crying a little bit because we're a little upset. And that's okay. This is one live stream. That's it. We're moving on. Next live stream, we come in with some attitude about this situation and how to attack it from a good angle. Pep talk, pep talk. All right, Golf dropping a super chat. Take your time. You deserve a break. Suns in 5. Appreciate you, Golf. I'll see you all in a little bit.
Kenneth Skywalker.
It's so painful to play.
Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.